Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. That's for you, Australia. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a Tell the Truth Wednesday, and there's not a lot of truth to tell. I got to be honest. There is little to no news on the RV front. Mark had nothing this morning. I think Phil Godlewski did something last night, but I don't think it was necessarily RV related. I have not heard from my bondholder contact. This is the guy who's waiting to be paid a commission on historic bonds he brought into the U.S. Treasury. He expected to be paid yesterday. I have heard nothing along those lines that he has been paid. Absolutely nothing. There's lots of rumors out there. Supposedly the new rate was going to be in the Gazette today in Iraq. It was not. There were rumors that we are going to get our notifications by 10:15 today. It didn't specify what time zone. It didn't specify 10:15 a.m. or 10:15 p.m. So we don't know. But until 10:15 p.m. on the West Coast tonight, we can't say that those reports are false. We just, again, we sit, we wait. We want to get things going as quickly as possible. Marina could not make it today. I'm working on trying to get Marina Sarin on tomorrow, and we'll do a live stream around the same time. It's about 9 p.m. in Madrid, where she lives. We will talk about the political situation in Spain and secret space programs and her abduction experiences. And Marina is a delightful little lady and always fun to talk with. Okay, one other thing I want to talk about real quick here is this thing. It's really hard to explain what the heck this is. Most people think these are art projects, but they're calling it the Las Vegas monolith. It's on a peak called Goss Peak, I believe is where it is in Las Vegas, or Gas Peak. I don't know. But it is a mirrored construct of some kind. They're calling it the Las Vegas monolith. Now, remember, a couple years ago, ones popped up in Utah. They popped up in Luxembourg, I believe. These have popped up, and some people think this is some sort of art project for people that are doing little experiments. Myself, after the RV happens, I'm going to be able to afford to build like 2001 monoliths, copies of that, and I'm gonna just have crews bury them like everywhere just to freak people out. So I would love if I can get somebody like Gino to go with me from the Y-Files. I want to go up to this site. I'd like to go up to is it Goss Peak or Gas Peak? I want to go up there. It's about a 3-mile hike up to the site. It's not that hot today. It's going to be around a little less than 100, I think. And tomorrow it's going to be much hotter. So I want to go up there this afternoon and see if I can find this thing. And maybe, I doubt I'll be able to do a live stream from there, but I can probably record videos. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Again, I'm trying to talk Gino from the Y-Files into going with me. Okay, so that's going to be it. I don't really have any news other than that, but I did want to come on today and talk to you guys about, as you know, I have this site, MikeBarraPets.com, which are they're great people. Oh, please don't forget also to visit our wonderful, wonderful friends over at the CBD Gurus. They are really great people. They have all kinds of products, CBD-based products for your health. Go to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN or Alien, and pick up this week's specials. Matt and Lucas are giving away Bolivar. Lots of great products over on the CBD Gurus. But of course, my favorite site, the one that I really would like to go to, and I just turned it off by accident, is MikeBarraPets.com, which is an absolutely wonderful site. And I would like to thank Diana from Boulder City for getting me involved in this. They have wonderful mushroom-based products. And so today what I thought I would do, just to give you guys some information, is bring in Diana and Kristen from Boulder City, Nevada, and have them talk to you about what's going on over at MikeBarraPets.com. Ladies, welcome.
Hi, Mike.
How are you guys?
Doing great.
Fantastic. I'm so excited to hear you're going to have Marina on. I just loved your last interview with her. You were so great with her.
You know, it's funny. She has some controversial ideas. I'm not going to say that that's not true, but she's so cute, nobody cares. Kidding. She is. I mean, it's people are like, oh, come on, she's a complete phony. You know, she's a Nazi. She's all this stuff. That's not who she is.
No.
And it's like, I believe she deserves to get her story out. So I'm trying to help her get her story out here in the United States a little bit. And I'm sorry, but you know, I've listened to a lot of abduction stories. I've worked on a lot of TV programs where we interviewed abductees. She's sincere. She's telling what she believes to be the truth. When somebody has like instant recall and has emotional reactions the way she did, I think she's telling the truth, or at least that she is. Her perception is that she's had these experiences. So hopefully we can get her on tomorrow, get a political update on what's going on in Spain, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Spain you're not hearing about. And yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, you handled her very well. You were very gracious with her, because it could have been a really tough.
I wish you hadn't put it that way, because I'd like. Anyway, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I like to handle Marina. Yes, I want to bring her here to Vegas.
There you go.
No. To speak.
Kevin in the chat is saying it's his future wife, so I don't know.
It is my. It might be my future wife. Actually, I've got two future wives already. Kukla, who was a moderator over on Mark Z's channel, says she sees a red-haired, I think it's a red-haired, green-eyed woman in my future. And I'm like, great, I'm going to marry Amaranth. And Jen, in my year ahead preview, thinks I'm going to meet a 29-year-old blonde stripper in September. That's what she said.
But Mike, do you remember when we were sitting at the Best Damn Barbecue? That girl that came up, the triplets, the girls, she had red hair and blue eyes.
She was very cute. She was a very cute young lady, and so yeah, I would totally hit on her if I knew her name or her phone number. I would absolutely take her out and treat her to a nice time. All right, let's move on from my love life. That's three future wives I have. We'll try to get that done this year. I'm not anxious. I'm not looking to get married, but you know, things just happen sometimes, right? Yeah. Especially in Vegas, where I live and where you guys are near to. All right, so Diana, I know, you know, I just want to say that along with the CBD gurus, that the Mike Barra Pets products, you have products for pets and for humans. And I think they're making a difference. I had to stop taking the stuff for a while because I had so many sinus infections. And when I first moved here, and I think that the immune system booster was, you know, I was overreacting to all the stimuli that I was getting. So I backed off. I started up again. I've been taking the Restore and the Clarity and the immune system booster, and they're working great for me. I really do feel good. I feel better every day. So I absolutely advocate for these. And I want you to just come on and tell your story. I know you're a certified pet nutritionist, so I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you guys, talk to the audience, and if you need me to put up the website, I can do that too while you're talking.
Well, I think we're good, but Kush, thank you so much. And you know, we love your community. I've gotten to know a lot of people that have been emailing and calling. And I'm Diana. This is Kristen. We're both certified in pet nutrition. I have been in the pet industry for over 37 years. I just figured that number out the other day. That shocked me. We've studied nutrition. We've studied general health for pets and humans. And even though we're not veterinarians or medical professionals, we do work very closely with a holistic veterinarian who's a consultant for the company that we are with. We have so many testimonials of animals that are on their last leg. I'm dealing with one right now who we got a phone call where the vet said, it's time to put this pup down. And they didn't feel like it was time. And we've seen this happen more than once. They didn't feel it was time. I didn't feel it was time. We started microdosing with our mushroom products. And, you know, we're 5 days into it and the dog's still doing really well. But we've seen animals live 2, 3, 5 more good quality years. Not
healthy years, yeah.
Bad years, good quality years. We can hear you in the background, Mike. The immune system.
I know.
The immune system gets supported, and when it gets supported to work as God intended it to work. And so today we're going to talk about pets and pet parents. We're going to talk about our mushroom, the Coriellus versicola with PSP and PSK. And that's flagship product. And I know how much you love Barkley. I know how much you love Miss Muffy, Fluffy Muffy. And then I saw there was another one on your couch. Who was that?
Well, there's Miss Fluffy Muffy, and my brother. He's been sick. I'm helping taking care. He's got Barkley is his dog, and then we've got Seabass, who's the black kitty, and Khaleesi, who started living outside my bedroom window in Seattle. So I just brought her in one day. And
Well, which one's Miss Fluffy Muffy?
Miss Fluffy Muffy is the little red-haired kitty with the cauliflower ear. She's in the bedroom in there. I put up the bird feeder from Cornell University, and she watches that most of the day. So
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Well, I know how much you love them. I know you are an animal advocate. I watch your lives when you're out taking your animals for walks, and you're out talking to everybody. And they're also pretty good chick magnets too. But I really applaud.
Barkley is for sure. Barkley.
I applaud you because I know how much you love animals and what we're doing. And we have a pup that we love. And, Kristen and I started on this mission in 2018. And we just want to be a movement, something to help our fur babies. We want to take money back that's been misdirected to big pharma. We've talked to people that have their dogs on 10, 15 is the record now, medications plus Prozac. And, we just want to get the big pharma of the veterinarian industry out of the pockets and out of the health of our animals, because it's not really helping in most cases. And we want to do this through natural, holistic ways, such as our mushrooms and our minerals and our nutrition. So I'm going to turn this over to Kristen, and she's going to talk a little bit about the immune system and our mushroom mineral nutrition mission.
Yeah, it's really important because especially, I'm sure even everyone on here has noticed that our pets are living half the time that they used to. They're dying at younger, they're getting more sick at younger ages. I don't even remember 20, 30 years ago ever hearing of dogs or cats with or even horses with autoimmune diseases or having like anxiety and stress. These are all new things that are happening. And what we found is a lot of the toxins from like the foods and treats and toys that we're giving them, a lot of the chemicals that we're cleaning with and putting in our yards, like a lot of those toxins are actually stressing their bodies, and it's weakening and compromising their immune system. And then that's why they're getting so sick. And we see it more and more. And so we're not the people to just watch this kind of stuff happen and not do anything about it, especially when we know that there's something that we can actually do about it. So when we learned about what researchers have been saying about this mushroom, for goodness, they've been studying it for over 50 years. And the most reputable organizations in the world have been studying it, which is another question, is they've done all of this comprehensive research. There are over 400 published studies on the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. However, why do many of us not know about it still to this day? That's a really good question we should be asking ourselves. So we're just on a mission. It's a mushroom mission. It's a mineral mission. It's a nutrition mission, just to educate people and connect them with these resources that we found that are so much better. And we're very fortunate. MikeBarraPets.com not only offers really fun products that your pet will enjoy, like
Mike Barra Pets.
Yeah, Mike Barra.
Get it right, Kristen. Come on, get it right.
I mix your first and your last name together.
Yeah, all right.
Every time. Forgive me.
It's okay. In this one instance, we'll forgive you.
This 10th instance, I'm pretty sure. MikeBarraPets.com. Did I say it right? Mike Barra Pets.
Mike Barra Pets. Yes, you got it right, Kristen.
Yes, it's also on the screen too. It has products that are not only more fun that we can give our pets and they'll enjoy, like handmade gravies and treats and stuff, but it also has a really potent strain of the Coriolis versicolor mushroom that's unique to us, and we extract it in a proprietary way. And that's why we have so many testimonials. And you hear all the time, Mike, people telling you what's happening with their dog or their cat or their horse or even themselves. My blood pressure's lower, my cholesterol regulated, my thyroid problem went away. I can see clearer, I can sleep better. It goes on and on and on, because all this mushroom does is support the immune system. That's all it does. It's just a whole food that feeds the immune system. It's not a medication. It doesn't cure anything. It doesn't interact with medications or treatments. Can't get addicted, can't overdose. There are zero side effects. It literally just feeds the immune system. And then your pet's own immune system and your own immune system is perfectly capable of handling almost everything that's out of balance or that needs to be repaired or any recovery that's happening inside of the body. And so get this mushroom that has really a lot of what's called polysaccharides. I'm about to get nerdy on you, but it has a lot of polysaccharides in it. Actually, both types of polysaccharides, the crestins and the peptides. And we put it into treats. We put it into capsules for humans, and it helps to wake up that immune system. And then the immune system goes in and does it all and can recognize cancer cells and recruit natural killer cells. Again, you don't have to take our word for it. There are over 400 published studies that you can look and you can see all that this mushroom has been doing. So we, again, into biscuits for dogs, handmade gravies for dogs and cats, horse cakes for horses. Really, any animal can eat them. We have people, we have a lady with a chicken that couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And the chicken couldn't walk. And the patience of this lady, I can't even express. She mixed the powder in from the Inforce capsules with a syringe of water and like syringed the chicken very, very slowly. And within 2 days, the chicken's up around, walking, doing fine.
Wow.
They didn't think the chicken would make it through the night.
Ron Davidoff would like to know, where can we order it for humans? Well, guess what, Ron? MikeBarrettPets.com, right?
Just tap the human section when you get there after you go to shop now. And Kristen, why don't you show the human products real quick, and then we'll go and show the animal products.
Let me just go to the site. Let me go to the site real quick.
And there was someone else in there that was asking about an older small dog.
Yeah. We're gonna get to all the questions.
We'll definitely make sure we talk to that one too.
Right, when we get to the question section.
You go to shop now and then go to humans.
Yeah, you click on shop now, and you've got dogs and cats and horses and humans, or you can go through the list here of all the stuff. But if you just click on the humans tab, Ron, you can see all the products that they're talking about for human beings.
If you don't mind, if I kind of share the difference between the mushrooms, because we've been told, like, what the American mind is like, oh, why take one mushroom when I can take 100 of mushrooms in this one thing? And, we always want to get more and more and more and more and more, but that's not the way that mushrooms work. They're very intentional. Their properties and their benefits are very specific, and not all mushrooms play well together. As a matter of fact, when you go out in nature, you'll only see certain types of mushrooms in certain areas. You won't see multiple types of mushrooms in the same area. And that's because they a lot of times can compete. Several of them can work together well, but a lot of times they can compete as well. So the green bottle, this is the one, this is the mushroom. Every pet, every person should be on this Coriolis versicolor mushroom every single day, because this is what supports the immune system. Everybody saw how quickly the world can shut down, right? In an instant, the whole world can shut down. So if we want to be proactive, the best thing that we can do is keep our immune system supported. So this is the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. We recommend like one capsule for every 50 pounds. And if you're dealing with any health concerns that aren't necessarily life-threatening, like for example, when I had my autoimmune disease, you take 2 to 3 times that suggested amount, if you can, if it's within your means. And then if you have someone that's dealing with something life-threatening, like with what Diana was experiencing, which she'll share in a moment, then you do 4 to 5 times that amount. So it's really, really good for you. And then the yellow bottle is the Inforce Plus, and that's the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, plus a little bit of a reishi mushroom, which complements it. And it's an alkalinizing mushroom, so it helps with blood pressure levels, regulate blood sugar levels. Your body can do all of that on its own. Very, very effective, especially if you live in a big city that has a lot of radiation and stuff. A lot of people, it's thickening their blood, and this will help with that. And then
okay, wait a minute. That's important, because I do have blood thickness issues, and I do live in a city with a lot of radioactivity and radio waves. So I should probably switch to the Inforce Plus, right?
Yeah. That's why I did, because everything in my whole body is perfect since I've been taking this, like right down the middle. I used to have all types of deficiencies, autoimmune disease, like horrible deficiencies. And now everything's right in the center of every range, except for my blood viscosity was thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're taking now again. Can you repeat that? Or are you taking like way more than the recommended dosage? Or
For 5 months, when I had my autoimmune disease, I took 6 capsules a day. So I
Right.
took 3 in the morning, 3 at night.
Mhm.
And then after 5.5 months, when I went back to the doctor and they drew my blood, I was feeling great by then. But the autoimmune marker was gone. And my inflammation levels, which were 522, were below 1.
So now you just take 2 a day or whatever the dosage is.
Yeah. 2 a day.
That's fantastic.
And if I haven't taken medicine in over almost 5 years now. I haven't taken an allergy pill, not even an Advil, nothing. Because whenever I feel any like stiffness or allergies coming on, or if I feel anything, instead of running to the medicine cabinet, I just feed my immune system. And then my immune system, what used to take me 2 weeks to go through, I go through in like a day or 2.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
When I first met Kristen, I think I visited her more in the hospital than I did at home. She had so many issues. And it's amazing because you're right. The last 3 or 4 years, you've never been sick.
No.
And what she said about doubling up, I did a class for a bunch of 3 to 5 year olds. There was 40 of them, which in my opinion was nothing but a bunch of Petri dishes. And I knew I was going to be with them for like 3 hours. So I doubled up the day before and the day after, just because I knew if I didn't, I would come home and end up with something, that I had picked up from all those little hands that I was touching. So.
Yeah, it's seriously the best thing that you can do for your body. It's like completely liberating too, knowing that I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to get sick. I'm not afraid to get diseases. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. But that's because I'm doing what I can do. I'm controlling what I can control, which is what I'm putting in my body. And so the Inforce Plus will help you with that, Mike, with the blood.
I'll get some off to you, Mike.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. I'll try. Yeah, because I was going to say. Since I've been back on all the supplements, I have had problems with some stiffness and arthritis in my hands. I'm mousing all the time. I'm typing stuff. Like today, I have to write a position paper on Terrence Howard for the folks over at the Y-Files. And so there's just a lot of, and it's much better, even just taking the Inforce Coriolis First Color. So the Plus and the other ones, I'm really.
We have a girl with rheumatoid arthritis who could not function before 10 in the morning. She had to get in cold showers. She had to have her rings like they were so big because her hands would swell. She's also allergic to mushrooms. She couldn't button her pants. That's right. I forgot about that. She was also allergic to mushrooms. So we started her on therapy with the advice of her doctor, saying that her reaction to mushroom wasn't life-threatening. It was just hives. So she had no reaction. Within 3 months, her husband noticed that she was sleeping better. She wasn't taking afternoon naps. And within about 6 months, she was at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. From that point forward, she's not had one flare up. She resized her rings because she doesn't swell up anymore. And I think Angela's now 2-3 years now on the product.
Amazing.
Wow.
She's off of half of the medications.
Yep.
She used to have to get IV treatments.
Oh, it was awful.
Like that's how bad it was after 6 weeks.
Right. So if you have an acute problem, you megadose, you overdose, I guess. But if you don't have an acute problem, or once your problems stabilize, and I'm really looking forward to my next set of blood tests after, because I have a little elevated blood sugar, blood pressure. Looking forward to those things. Then you just do the normal dose.
Yeah. 1 capsule for every 50
And what
pounds.
you just said, Mike, is so amazing.
Yeah, once you've stabilized.
We have blood work that can show that this works. We have measurable things that can show this works. And that's what is so important to me. And I'm seeing so many questions about the animals. We're going to get to the animal product in a second when Kristen's going to finish up with the human product, and then we'll go on to the animal product.
Yeah, and the other one that Mike's taking, the Inforce Restore, which is the red bottle, this is a completely different type of mushroom. It's called the maitake mushroom. And we added this because it complements the other mushrooms, but also it specifically targets liver and pancreatic support. So we want to give your liver and pancreas support because I don't know if you've looked at the numbers of all of the problems that have gone up in the liver and pancreatic areas, but it's up by the thousands of %. So we wanted to give people some way to help support the body to be able to manage that. It also has an anti-inflammatory effect on the GT tract, making it valuable for like people with IBS or bowel diseases. Can be really helpful for that as well. And then the Inforce that Mike is also taking is actually the lion's mane mushroom. And this is one of my favorite mushrooms alongside the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. It's really helpful for nerve and brain support. Again, dementia, Alzheimer's, neuropathy, Parkinson's, all up like crazy. And the clarity can help the body to manage that, and also helps with like weight loss or, you know, stomach and colon support, all those different types of things. There's a lot of research that's been done on the lion's mane mushroom that you can look up and see all that it can do for the body. So the great thing is that my collegists that we work with very, very closely with, these mushrooms all actually complement each other. So while everyone should at least be on the Coriolis versicolor mushroom every single day, because your immune system is always the best doctor, it's always your first bet, but you can add the other two types of mushrooms to that for a more targeted approach if you're dealing with something specific that you want a certain results from.
And you know, we had a woman who popped on one of our podcasts, and she said her little grandbaby was just like nose problems, sinus problems. They were 3 years old. They were getting ready to put this child on steroids, and the grandmother was just like in a panic. And she took our mushroom, opened it, put it in his little hot milk smoothie, and everything cleared up. And that kind of pushed us to our next product, which Kristen's going to talk about, that we're very excited about.
Yeah, a lot of kids need this immune support as well, but it's really challenging for them to take capsules or tablets. So we actually need a 100% natural gummy. And that's important, you guys, because if you go look in the market at all of these children's products that supposedly have vitamins and like really good supplements in them, but you look at the ingredients and they're awful. They're like complete trash. So we took our time to make sure that it's 100% natural with good ingredients for our children. And it's really, really good. We use raspberry puree to flavor it, and it's really, really good. I eat them every day too. Not to get the mushroom just because they're delicious. Well, they're like sweet and savory at the same time.
You know, we've got something really fun. A lot of grandparents out there that are really wanting their grandbabies to be around forever, and maybe the parents, you know, are just can't afford like to add a supplement. So we have a special chocolate chip cookie and the gummy, so that can send these to their grandkids, and then mom can say, do you want one of grandma's cookies? Do you want one of grandma's gummies today? And the kids get to choose, and they love them, and then they get their support. And I think that's pretty amazing. And so
a whole lot better than Flintstones vitamins too.
But you know, that's what started the whole craze of kids wanting to take vitamins with Flintstones. It really was a good thing in some respects.
But what we don't think about is, and I did this as a small child. Yes, I'm that kid. I ate an entire bottle of them one time because I loved them so much. I thought it was candy. So I got the bottle somehow. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Mm-hmm. And I ate a whole bottle of it, and I had to have my stomach pumped. And it's like, okay, well, if it's supposed to be a vitamin, like it's supposed to be something that's healthy for you, then why do you have to get your stomach pumped? And you look at a lot of the different supplements and vitamins that are out there, and it says take no more than this many during this time. And that's because even vitamins can create toxicity in your body if you have too much of it, but not with this Coriolis versicolor mushroom. I could eat this entire bottle of gummies, I could eat this entire bottle of mushrooms in one day and nothing would happen to me. Like your stool might be darker or something like that, but there's no side effects to it. So that's really important to be aware of.
Touch on the animal products real quick.
Oh yeah,
people are asking. Yeah.
So if you have dogs that are having conditions, regardless of what type of condition it is, I cannot stress that enough because people always ask specifically. The immune system knows how to handle it. It knows how to go to the source of whatever's creating that symptom or that condition in the first place. It addresses it there. And that's how it fixes things in the body. So we bake the mushroom into dog biscuits called the Mush Puppies. And then the Mush Puppies Plus have extra mushroom in it. If you have larger dogs or dogs with more severe conditions, it's a little more cost effective to get the Mush Puppies Plus. But this makes a fun way to like get it into your pet system, gives them some variety in their diets. We also, for horses, bake it into horse cakes called the Mush Ponies. And dogs can eat those as well. So they're not only for
really
horses.
big dogs, Great Danes,
you know, the size of horses.
Yeah, they do.
And
Yep.
then with dogs and cats, we have the super sauce. And this is my favorite product for dogs and cats because it not only has the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, but it has a lot of minerals and vitamins and antioxidants in it. And it's really good for your pet. You just mix a little bit, like a teaspoon, or if it's a larger dog, a tablespoon in with their food every day. And it helps them get that goodness. And of course, all of our treats that I shared with you and the sauces also have glucosamine, carotene, and chondroitin in them. So you don't have to supplement that additionally. And it's all naturally sourced. A lot of the glucosamine that you see in the market is synthetically sourced. So it's not as good for your pet. Their bodies don't know how to process it as well. And then for any carnivore, we also have the mojos, which are little pieces of hand-cut beef liver, and the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. And these make really great treats too. But like we have ferrets, rats, dogs, cats, really, I mean, even humans. There's a lot of people that eat these because everything's human grade.
I'm going to tell you, I take those mojos with me when I take Barkley on a walk, and we meet other dogs, and the next time they see me, they are all over me for these freeze-dried liver treats. Dogs go nuts for the mojos, and it's good because they're so great. It's so great for them too, right?
Yeah, you're their drug dealer.
Yeah, you're the mojo.
The mojo man. Look at this picture because this is kind of like tells you what the body is capable of. So this is a sweet little Daphne. I don't know if you can get it up there. This is sweet little Daphne. She is 18 months old. Look at her ribs showing. No matter what they did, they could not get her body to hold nutrients. She had constant runny poop. We microdosed her by every 2 hours, putting her on our mush pony. And here is Daphne 1 month later. 1 month later, look at Daphne.
Oh, she looks great. Yeah.
I know. And I mean, we were celebrating poop. When the poop started coming out formed, we were jumping up and down because we knew that meant, that things were starting to work well in her body.
Barkley had some absorption problems too at one point. We had to put him on that Blue Buffalo food, the Rocky Mountain formula, and that helped. But there was a time when we were feeling his ribs too, and dogs do occasionally get these absorption problems.
Yeah.
So which medicine would you recommend for that? Again, that was the mojos?
We did the mushroom. We just did because Daphne was huge and she's Great Dane. We put her on the mush ponies.
Yeah, give her
just because otherwise it would break the bank. And so I want to just like touch on my story because I think this is really a powerful story about. First of all, how blessed I am. This mushroom came into my life in 2018, and I started working with it and seeing phenomenal results with animals and people. 2020 came around, and I was diagnosed with cancer, colon cancer. And I had a tumor in my colon getting ready to break the colon wall, which would have killed me if it had exploded. Because it was pandemic, because the hospitals were all closed, I was put in a line where my doctors had to actually say life and death situation. During that time, I had nothing, Mike. I had nothing except my faith and this mushroom. I took 10 a day because I talked to the mycologist. I talked to a pharmacist. I talked to some people about the fact that they couldn't hurt me. There's nothing it could do to hurt me. So 10 a day I did of this. 30 days went by. I was approved for surgery, went in for pre-op blood work, and got a call 2 days later that I was in full remission. And I knew that was a good thing. I really didn't know what it meant, but what it meant was that my numbers, cancer markers, which every cancer has a marker, and I tell people who have cancer, make sure you know what your markers are so you can measure them. Literally, my cancer markers went from off the charts down to 0.5, 2.5 being healthy. I'm 4.5 years now, but more importantly, I went through chemo because I had a very aggressive cancer. During chemotherapy, because of this mushroom's ability to rebuild cells and to build bone, while chemotherapy was destroying every healthy cell in my body and destroying my bone density, this mushroom was rebuilding as fast as it could. During my chemotherapy, my friends would say I didn't look like a cancer patient. I didn't feel like a cancer patient. I had bad days. It wasn't all butterflies and unicorns, but I never threw up once. I didn't lose my hair. And when I came out of it, my bone density had improved, which normally a chemotherapy patient has bad bone density after chemotherapy because it's known that it destroys it. So Ketterling and MD Anderson and all these amazing places have actually studied the effects for someone going through chemotherapy with this mushroom. So, I am always available to talk to people about my journey and what I've gone through and how incredible this product has been for me. After 1 year, I weaned myself down to eight a day, then 6 a day, then 5 a day. Now I just take 3 a day. And like I said, if I know I'm getting ready to go into a stressful situation, like with all the little kids, I take a few more the day before and the day after.
And what's really great about the Enforce capsules is there's actually a powder inside. You can pop them open. So even if you have a dog that has a special diet, for whatever reason, you could buy the human capsules and pop those open and just mix the powder in with whatever you're feeding them.
Yeah, so the dogs can do both. We just had a guy that asked, can they take the human? Absolutely. It works really well.
Yeah. Actually, guys, I know, Diana, I know you have one other thing you want to talk about pet safety in the hot weather. But after that one, we're going to take questions. So get your questions rolled up.
Real quick, guys, it's getting to be that time out there. We've got to watch our animals. We've got to make sure that we are not letting them get overheated. But one thing to know is if a dog does start to appear to be having some kind of heat issues, do not give them ice cubes. Do not throw ice water on them. That's what everybody seems to think you should do, is immediately cool them down. You should not do that because that could actually put them into more distress. So understand that you need to recognize if your dog is getting overheated, that he's panting, he's doing things a little different, getting lethargic. You need to cool them down with tepid water, and don't do ice. Don't do ice water. Also, paw pads. Mike just showed me today, good dog daddy that he is, that he has bought Barkley some little feet protections. If it's too hot for you to walk, there you go. Good job. If it's too hot for you to walk barefoot, think of your pup. And I get furious, especially living here in Vegas when it's 110 and I see somebody walking their dog. I literally have no filters. I'll go over and say, take off your flip-flops and you walk on the pavement and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they do say, look, stick your hand on the pavement, and if you can't hold it there longer than 5 seconds, it's too hot for your dog.
Exactly. And we've seen dogs with 3rd-degree burns. We've seen dogs with the skin peeling off their pads because people just don't think. If you don't have booties, or if your dog won't keep the booties on, go get baby socks. Baby socks will at least help. It's not going to make it 100%, but it's at least going to help. And then the other quick thing we're going to chat about is traveling with your animals. Right now is a big time for all of us to travel and take our animals with us. And I just want to tell you 2 quick things to do. Have a tether. Have a tether to tether your dog in. Have a seatbelt of some sorts. There's all kinds of amazing things you can get out there. There's actually a leash that has a little hook on it that can be put into the seatbelt. Because these dogs, if you are in an accident, they are going to run. It's their flight or fight syndrome. There's nothing you can do about it. And we also don't want people to be driving with their dogs on their laps. We think it's cute. We think they're comfortable. But we have the story of a woman that got broadsided. The airbag went off. The dog went up into her face, killed the dog, and broke bones in her face. It was tragic because she thought she was doing the right thing by having her pup on her lap. There's seatbelts that you can put around the headrest. And seatbelt your dog in. So many things. And then also, if you're traveling, take water with you. Don't change the pup's water. Kristen's going to talk about nutrition a little bit later, but the worst thing you can do is add weird bacteria into a dog's tummy when they're traveling. Take a couple gallons of your own water with you, or switch them to a bottled water that you can buy where you're going, so that we can keep their body in a good place.
Yeah, I gotta get those mushroom or the seatbelt leash things, because Barkley rides bareback in the back seat right now. And I know that's not good for him, but you have to sort of assume you're not going to have a big accident.
Well, you assume, and then you think, oh, they'll never leave me. Our girlfriend, they rolled 3 times. All 3 dogs were ejected. One of them took off down the highway. She's chasing him with a broken leg, thinking my dog would never leave me, and almost got hit by a car. But it's that flight or fight syndrome. And the last thing you want to do is have your dog running down a highway after a car accident. So yeah, seatbelts are a really good thing. Actually, you know what? I have some extra ones, Mike. I'll throw one in the mail to you.
All right, great. That'd be great, because we're gonna head up to Mount Charleston
Yay.
maybe tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, we're going to be, because it's what, 20 degrees cooler up there. So
Yeah,
it's going to be a
which
hot day
is
tomorrow.
fabulous. It's
So we're
fabulous.
going to take Barkley up there and see if there's dog trails or things he can go poop on.
Yeah.
That he'll be very
I'm
happy.
loving this comment that mushrooms have 99% DNA to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never, did you know that?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
They're the closest to human DNA out of all of the living things on the planet.
Wow.
Which would lead us into a whole other amazing conversation about the origins of mushrooms and their abilities to carry communications and consciousness, which I don't want to
Wow.
bore everybody with. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
we're
Speaking
going-
of mushrooms, I think Kristen's been doing some.
Festival next year with you, Mike. Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to the Alien Festival with you
Yeah,
next year.
Yes.
because we
Speaking
learned
of
a lot.
mushrooms, Kristen's apparently been doing some because she
My
talks.
pet's on mushrooms, and so am I.
Well, someone was asking where you could get the shirt. I think you can get the shirt in our
On the
store,
website,
On our website, yeah, the website.
You can
Show
go.
him the shirt, Kristen. Come on, show it to him.
My pet's on mushrooms is yours. It starts great conversations too.
That's a good shirt. Okay, look, why don't we take a few questions? I got some questions over on the Rumble side. A few questions here. Let's bang through those, and then if you guys, I know you said Kristen has another story she wants to tell. Love to finish up with that, but let's. Why don't we get the audience involved a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Going to slide over to Rumble. Mom for Jackson is now a monthly supporter, $5 a month. Thank you, Mom for Jackson. We appreciate that very much. MJ Cardwell, a $50 Rumble rant. Thank you. That is great. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for all that you and Jennifer are doing. Guys, I'm sorry. I know there's some questions for Jen in here. Jen could not make it today, so we're doing this instead. Megan Angus is now a monthly supporter. Thank you, Megan. Okay, so let's see if we have any good questions on the pet side of things or the mushroom side of things, and we will get to them here. Okay, yeah, Jen's not on it all this week. Yeah, more questions for Jen. We all love Jen. Florida Girl 111 says, I just got the mush puppies. Well, I hope you went to Mike Barrett Pets to get them, so I get credit. So anyway.
Yeah, and if you didn't, just email me and I'll take care of that.
Okay. Okay, no more questions over there. Okay, so if you have any questions on the Rumble side, I'll try to pop over there. Again, meantime, I've got some pin questions over here. Kenneth B asks, what is the best for my middle-aged tabby? What's the best products?
Cat super sauce, easily. My cat is a completely different cat since he started getting the super sauce. And all I do is I mix in like half of a teaspoon of it a day with his wet food, and he eats it right up. His skin and coat are so shiny and soft. He's super healthy, perfect weight, perfect everything. But the thing that I noticed most was it seemed to have elevated his mood. Yeah. Like he used to be really skittish and feisty, and I just thought, oh, that's how cats are. They're their own thing, their own boss. But now he's like super loving and cuddly and follows me around and like
feels better.
And that's what I think. I think
better.
I think that what I was attributing to his personality was him just not feeling well and being irritable. Because that's how I did. When I didn't feel well, I would get irritable. And so I think now he feels good. He can be his actual self. So 100% cat super sauce.
So I will also say with cats, this is really important. We also have the freeze-dried food, which is amazing for cats. Used with our kibble or as a topper. With cats, it might take 2 or 3 exposures before they will eat it. Cats have to make their own decisions. And my sister, we started my sister's cat on our freeze-dried food. And the first day, the cat got up on the counter and just threw it off. And my sister called and said, what? The next day, threw it off. And finally, my sister said, look, I can't afford to keep wasting this food. 3rd day, the cat started looking at it. 4th day, took 1 bite and now will not eat anything else. Cats have to make their own decisions on their own time, and they need multiple exposures.
Yeah. Well, I need you to put the suit that stuff inside of the Temptations, the little Temptation Streets, because that's about the only thing Miss Fluffy Muffy will eat.
Oh, does she not eat the Mojos?
Just looked at him. No, just.
Nah. She'll get used to.
Yeah, I'll get used to him. Yeah.
I'll keep trying. I'll keep mixing it in.
It's multiple exposures with animals, with cats. Right. It's all on their terms. That's why they have staff and dog has masters. We know that.
Orville Nation says, thought we would like this topic with shrooms and pets. Yeah. My cat's litter box has become my Zen garden.
That's hysterical.
That's true, actually.
Felix the cat says, my 10-year-old Chihuahua isn't doing good. Teeth loss and low energy. What would you recommend?
Dog super sauce. Yeah. Especially with the teeth. We're seeing this more and more. The pets losing their teeth and getting them pulled and them falling out and stuff. It's horrible. A lot of it's because of the foods and poor nutrition, unfortunately, which is not our fault. It's what's being sold to us.
Yeah.
They're lying to us and it's not good for them. So it's not our fault, but the super sauce is what I recommend. That'll help.
Yeah, Chais have a lot of problems with their teeth. That's just
the smaller breeds, they lose teeth. And a lot of this is because of the anxiety that a lot of them feel, and it moves into their esophagus. It creates all kinds of acids. It goes into their teeth. And, it just is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Linda Smith wants to know, what about a cat with allergies or a stuffed nose?
Also cat super sauce. That will make a huge difference. You'll notice within, especially a lot of these treats, you'll notice within just a couple days that they'll be doing a lot better.
And it's very affordable. It's like not even $10 a month. It's a very affordable product, which I love that about our products.
Okay, Kelly Stevens asks, can the dogs take the same mushroom capsules as humans? Yeah. How much per body weight? There's no way to overdose on this stuff, right? And mine don't like the mush puppies or the liver treats. I'm shocked by that. I've never met a dog that didn't at least like the Mojos.
I will say, though, this does happen. And what we found, animals are creatures of familiarity. And when they're used to certain consistencies or they're used to certain smells, anything that's different from that, they kind of will shy away from it at first until it starts getting into their system. Their system starts reacting positively and then they crave it. Kind of like your sister's cat with the food. Like once they realized how good it was making them feel, now he won't eat anything else. And so if you do have that, that's a great way to do it. Crush it up and mix it with the food, kind of mask it, because we don't use any fillers. We don't use any sugars. It's all 100% natural, no binders, nothing like that. It all has nutritional value. But they can also take the mushroom capsules. You can pop that open. It's 1 capsule for every 50 pounds. They can't have too much. So even if they're smaller than 50 pounds, you can do a capsule and it won't do anything to them. It'll actually help them more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in our freeze-dried food, we also have the mushroom is in the freeze-dried food. And this can be hydrated with bone broth or anything that you want to hydrate it with. But also we have the antler powder in here too for extra mineral support.
Okay, question over on the Rumble side. Mom for Jackson is now a monthly supporter. Thank you. My daughter, Boyd004 says, my daughter has a golden lab that will not gain weight. So Mojos, are they the best? And how much to put on food? I would say just give them to them as treats, right?
Yeah, but there's something else going on that's why this dog's not gaining weight, just like Daphne. So I would definitely, if it's a large dog, I would get him on the mush ponies right away.
A golden retriever?
Dog. Yeah.
The mush puppies, you mean? The mush puppies?
Mush ponies. Because
mush ponies. Okay.
It's going to be a lot more cost effective.
They'll get more mushroom.
And I'm trying to find the bag. It's going to be a lot more cost effective because you can cut them in half. And it'll end up being like $15 a month. And for a bigger dog, we're going to need to really dose that dog up. It's really important.
Okay.
I'm seeing here something about teeth cleaning. This is a big problem. $2,000 in dental cleanings. Unfortunately, I hear this all the time. And then there's always extractions. There are a lot of great things on the market. I can recommend 2 that the Veterinarian Holistic Dental Group recommends. One is a product called Teeth, TEF. It's on Amazon. It's something you put in the water. And the other one is Whimsies, which is WHIMZY, Whimsies. They're little things that they can chew on that will help clean their teeth. I know we are working very closely with our holistic vet on coming up with a formula of something, because even though all of our treats help with tartar control, that actual cleaning, it's an issue, and it's ridiculous the amount of money, plus the stress your animal has to go through being put under to have the teeth cleaned. You can possibly brush them yourselves. They have those cool little brushes that protect your finger. You can get in there and brush and not have them bite you. My husband has learned with our dog that if he puts something really, like my dog loves scotch, he drops a drop of scotch on it and he brushes his teeth and it gets the job done. But you just kind of have to be creative.
Who doesn't want a dog that loves Scotch whiskey? Okay, Ron Davidoff, what's best for an 11-year-old greyhound? He's got an aging greyhound.
Same thing. I would do the Mush Puppies Plus or the Mush Ponies. Again, those are a little more cost effective, and just a half of one a day or even a full one if you want. You could do half in the morning, half at night, just depending on how many treats you want to give them throughout the day. But that not only has more of the mushroom, but it also has glucosamine, carotene, and chondroitin, which is going to help with their hips and their joint health.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a big issue for our dogs as they get older. They get stiff. They don't understand why. And the inflammation actually can go down with this mushroom, and it does help with inflammation.
Okay. Maria would like to know, my Maine Coon is so big, long hair. I have to help.
Yeah.
I have to help him clean out. He will get UTIs. Yeah.
Yeah, and so my cat's actually a Maine Coon as well, and the super sauce helped a lot with his hair, and he's not shedding as much. It's not a mess. He's doing really, really well on it. Again, the body knows the levels that it's supposed to be at. It knows the balances that the body's supposed to have. But again, it gets bombarded, the immune system gets weak, all of these things happen. So by getting him some of that super sauce, that will help a lot. My cat hasn't had to go to the vet one time since he's been on the super sauce.
That's great.
No, he's been perfectly fine.
Corgi Mom says, my Corgi has developed high anxiety and his poop is very soft. Will the mushrooms help? If so, what would you recommend?
It's definitely going to help with the stool. There's something going on if the dog has all of a sudden developed this anxiety. He's probably not feeling well. There's something happening. So with a Corgi, whether it's a Pembroke or a Welsh Corgi, I love Corgis. I would definitely go with the super sauce. I would start with the super sauce, see how the animal does. And then if we still have anxiety issues, then there's some other things that we could talk about. Email me. We've got our chill doggies coming up. Email me and I'll help you out with some recommendations.
Yeah, Barkley goes through phases where he's like that, where he's very soft, and but I've got him on as many of these things as I can get him on. The mush puppies, he doesn't like them that much, but you give it to him, he's a dog. He'll eat it. Eventually he eats it. He loves the Mojos, and I'll have to get him on the super sauce. I'll have to get him over on that too. So, all right, I got a question for my pet, Miss Fluffy Muffy. She has been diagnosed as having diabetes. Now, it's really interesting because she had a UTI. She had a pretty bad UTI, and she had a crazy blood sugar of like 500. So they had to put her on 2 units of insulin, right? So I put her on 2 units of insulin twice a day. She just went through and had her test. It's like a $200, $300 test to keep her there all day. And they said, well, she's doing so great. Her blood sugar's way down. We're just going to put her on 1 unit twice a day and see what happens. And I also know for a fact that a really bad UTI can cause a blood sugar spike. Yep. So what do you think out of all the stuff that you have? I mean, she turns up her nose at the super sauce. She turns up her nose at the freeze-dried stuff. She will eat the kibble. She doesn't. She loves the kibble. So is there anything besides the kibble? What's the number one thing you recommend? And I will really work with her to try to work on this problem. And she's overweight too. She's pudgy, but I let her eat it.
Yeah. But one thing we found with finicky cats with the super sauce is like literally if you just you kind of wean them onto it and get them familiar with it. So like you'll put like a drop and mix it in with the food. And then the next day, a drop of it. And then you kind of go up from there just so they get used to it without it being like, this is what you had. Now this is what you get. It's like a whole,
right. Well, I mean, I'll give her tuna and she just stares at it like, and it's the good fancy albacore tuna. It's not the crab tuna. Right. But she's just like that. So, once again,
we'll mix just the capsule in too.
Okay. Well, and I want to, you mentioned something, and I'm seeing a lot of this about a lot of these animals that are on a lot of medications. When they're on a lot of medications, their liver and their kidneys have taken a hit. And we really need to help with mineral support to help strengthen their heart, their liver, and their kidneys. And you can do that with antler powder. You can do that with natural shed antlers for your dogs because they have amazing minerals. And we also have a product called Bucky Bites, which is antler powder. And this is going to help if your dog has obsessive licking, or if your dog is constantly like trying to carry rocks around.
Rocks or
He's
wood.
looking for something that's missing in their diet. But if they've been on a lot of drugs, they also need to have that liver supported and the kidney supported. No different than us. The one woman that's saying about the mush puppies that she has this.
I'm coming down. Where is it? Oh yeah. My dog Buddy loves the mush puppies and the mojos. The only problem he has is he has a few teeth. They have to smash the mush puppies so he can eat them. Any soft chews or mush puppies on the horizon?
Well, we have had people who have taken the mojos and soaked them in water.
Yeah, just add a little water.
Just add a little water and soften them up. And then, of course, the super sauce. And we've had people who have taken the mush puppies and soaked them in low-sodium chicken broth.
A little broth will help soften it up.
Okay.
I
Just real quick. Can you hold that, Kristen? Just real quick. I have one more question, and then we're gonna let you guys wrap this thing up. There's a cat that I follow on YouTube, and her name is Billy, Billi. It's called Billy Speaks, and she uses this Fluent Pet product, which is there's these little buttons, and you teach the cat the meaning of a word. So this cat talks to her mom. She says, like, pets right now, pets now, mad. It's hilarious. But Billy is near the end of her life. She's in kidney failure. So now I don't know Billy. I just watch her on YouTube, but I thought, gosh, is there anything that you could do with a cat at that stage? I mean, they're in palliative care now where they're just giving her comfort. So
we have people and pets in hospice that make complete recoveries. We've seen this many times. Now this is not a cure. So sometimes it may be too late for the immune system to do anything about it, but I don't think we should be the ones to decide whether it's too late or not. We should just get the mushroom into their system as quickly as possible and let the body do what the body's going to do. But we've seen many, many times. I would do the cat super sauce.
Yeah, if you can get me an address, Mike, I will get some stuff in the mail right away.
Well, I'll try to find out. I'll go over to the site. I'll go to the latest one. I'll say, look, I've got these people that swear to God they can help Billy and have a couple more productive years. It's Billi. It's Billy Speaks on YouTube.
Looked it up. I just looked it up. Billy
it's amazing because the complexity of thought, you think your cats and dogs don't think the way you do, you're completely wrong.
Right.
And her behavior is proof of that.
Yeah, we've seen many, many times. It's not too late.
He has 333,000 followers.
Yeah. Well, she's amazing. I mean, the cat is amazing. So I'll try to get their attention.
Any information for me, I'll donate it. I'll pay for it, and I will get it over to this animal.
And I'll throw in $25 a month to support.
And then we're going to teach her how to go. Mushrooms rock. Right?
Yeah. Well, she does have a medicine button, and she goes, medicine. Aww. And then her mom will say, it's this last episode, she said medicine, because there's this medicine that helps her tummy settle, right? Like an anti-nausea medication. And her mom had just taken a pill, and she goes, do you mean medicine, Mom, or you want medicine? And she goes, then she goes back over to the buttons and he hits medicine cat, meaning, or medicine Billy, because he's got a bill. And so the cat's talking to her. It's literally amazing.
That's hysterical.
That's amazing.
I know, but you know what? If we can help that animal, it happens all the time. I'm dealing with somebody that you may even know, a friend of Mark's who's in really bad shape right now, and we're just dousing the mushroom to see if we can have a last shot at possibly turning this person around, and that's our mission, to do things like that.
Okay, ladies, Kristen, I know you had another story you wanted to tell, or anything you want to say.
I did want to say, someone asked about alopecia, and this is a really big problem that people are having with alopecia. So I did want to speak to that. Yes. So we got on the dog super sauce. Alopecia is a really big problem, especially for bulldogs, and there's no cure for it. They just try to manage it. And so we've gotten several dogs on the dog super sauce and the mush puppies, and it actually did regrow their hair, and they haven't had any flare-ups of it since. So we've found it to be really, really helpful.
Think about me with cancer, and I should
all
have
your
lost
hair.
my hair, and I kept all my hair. Because the mushroom has bone building properties, which bone, hair, nails is all the same genetic makeup. So
Yeah,
that would make
so
sense.
I just wanted to throw that in there really quickly, because I've seen that many, many times.
Okay. Anything else you guys, either one of you has to say to the audience before we get going?
We just appreciate the platform. We also appreciate you and your love for animals. When you were out here with us at the barbecue, I saw you talking to people, and it comes from your heart. You really care about these animals, and we're on a mission, and that's what we want.
I'm with you guys. I'm right with you guys on that mission.
And we're also looking for voices. Anybody that would like to be a voice with us and be part of our affiliate program, there's some pretty nice rewards. We'll help you. And that helps Mike, and that helps the whole channel. And we're excited about that too.
And so you guys can go to MikeBarrettPets.com. There's usually a link in the description for every video on YouTube and Rumble, or you can just go there on your own, or you can just email Diana at MikeBarrettPets@gmail.com, and that will go straight to Diana. Okay, I have one more question over on Rumble. Joanne Patton, $5 a month subscriber. We just do one more question before we go?
Yeah, of course.
She says, Chloe, my 15-year-old cat, is still having a start of kidney failure and also has problems with her tear ducts and sinuses. What do you recommend for the kidney issues and the tear duct and sinus issues?
The cat super sauce.
Super sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, Joanne, if she won't take it, just keep putting it in front of her with more and more delicious food, right?
Yeah, just little by little. If it's not, like my cat instantly ate it. I didn't have a problem with that, which was surprising because he is super picky. So I got lucky. But even if you just have to do a drop, mix it in, and then a drop the next day, just start getting into the system, and they'll get used to it.
Once they start feeling better, they're instinctively, they know what's making them feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, ladies. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Kristen. Anything?
Maria with Tea and Telly, make sure you email me and we'll get you started.
Okay.
She wants to be an affiliate.
Oh, great. Terrific. Anything to help. Inspiration TV says great stream, and I appreciate that very much. Okay, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this today. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Kristen, for being here. Appreciate both you guys very much and everything you're doing for the animal kingdom out there. It's really, really important, and for yourselves and for people. And everybody else, I'm gonna try to get hooked up with Marina Sarin over in Madrid for a stream tomorrow about the same time. We'll see if I can pull it off. Other than that, I'm almost certainly going to be on Whiskey and Wisdom tonight, where I'm once again offering bad dating advice from Mike.
It is epic, Mike.
It's not bad. It's actually not bad.
I cancel everything now just to watch your bad dating advice.
Yeah, and it's funny because I say this stuff, and Mark and Zester get all, oh no, ladies, that's not what we think. Well, yeah, but most of what I'm going to tell you, my stuff works. It's worked for me. It'll work for other people. For instance, I just said, look, first date, take her out for drinks and appetizers, and you tell her I'm paying for the first round. After that, you want more drinks, you want more appetizers, you're on your own. And you can tell a lot about a woman by what she orders, by the drink she orders. And I gave them the list, and they were just like apoplectic about it. So I love it that they want me to be on there and talk about this, but they get really concerned.
Well, I have to tell you, Mark said to us, "You're like the JR on Dallas."
Yeah. The people watch because they hate me, but I don't think that's true. I think a lot of women are going, this guy's...
Oh, I think that they can relate to it. Hey, when I was in the dating world years and years and years ago, I never let a man pay for the first date. I always offered to pay my share. Always.
Well, you don't have to do that, but I mean, in the modern world, it's very different. Even if you got married 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, it's completely different than it used to be. And you just have to understand these differences in the way men and women are interacting with each other. And men, you got to protect yourselves. You do. You got to protect yourself from the crazy. You got to protect yourself from the gold diggers. You got to protect yourself from the women who have you in their cell phone under a contact name of free food. Okay. You have to. I was literally with a girl once and her phone rings and it says free food. And I'm like, oh, who's that guy? Anyway. Yeah. So join me for
That'll be fun.
bad dating advice tomorrow. We call it bad dating advice, but I think it's good dating advice.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys.
Well, we
thank
really
you.
appreciate you, and we'll see you tonight on Whiskey and Wisdom.
And we'll do this again. We'll do this. Let's try to do this once a month.
Yeah, let's.
Because everybody seems to really love it. So
And you know what? We can promote it a little bit and let people know so they can have their questions ready.
Yeah.
okay.
Happy to have
Sounds well. Yeah, this was kind of a spur of the moment thing. We were going to do it, and then we weren't going to do it, and I didn't hear from you, and you forgot to hit the send button.
Yeah.
So we pulled this together at the last minute. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, Linda Smith says there are cat shows in Vegas. I assume you know about those, but I'll let you know when the next one is in case you want to have a booth. That would be great.
It's also a great place to pick up cat ladies.
Yeah, cat ladies. And, well, look, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I'm going to get married again. I don't know who it's going to be. Amaranth, my 29-year-old stripper, or Marina Sarin. I don't know who it's going to be, but she better love cats, or it's not going to work.
Marina.
right.
Wait, Marina's last name is Sarah.
Ceren, Ceren.
Oh, she's
Oh,
amazing.
I was gonna say
She's amazing.
Marina.
No.
Marina Sarah Bera.
Yeah.
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 I had a thing for my chiropractor when I lived in California. You know, Sarah Arami Poor, she's beautiful, and we hit it off really well. But I'm like, we could never get married because your name would be Sarah Bera.
Yeah.
I was in love with Tara
We could
Kirkpatrick.
go all night on that. I had a girlfriend named her last name was Mohammed. Her name was Truly, and she married a guy named Boring. So her name became Truly Boring.
Truly boring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
well,
she
Tara Kirkpatrick.
And she took it on. Yeah.
Tara Kirkpatrick, the hottest girl in high school. She'd be Tara Bera. That would never work.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for being here.
Bye. See you
Love
soon.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you. Maybe see you tomorrow if I can get the interview.